Hi everybody, Anthony Burrows here for Life and Finances with Sacrifice and Service. Originally I had planned to do a presentation, or I should say a topic for today, but somehow I was guided through the Spirit to approach and do something different and a different topic altogether. And what I'm looking at today is generational curses. Generational curses. And you know what? I've discovered that we in the Bahamas are loaded down with generational curses. Two in particular. But I must say first and foremost what a generational curse is. And this is going to be my definition. You could find your own or Google it and see what they're saying about it. Now, a generational curse is like the cumulative effect on you and I or any person of things that our or their ancestors did, practiced, or believed in the past, and it has consequences, effects, and some kind of impact on those living today and those of us living today. Now, those beliefs and practices will have had to have been passed down. And primarily there are two generational curses that's passed down to all Bahamians in some way, shape, or form. And when you look at it, people often think of generational curse in terms of, hey, alcoholism in a family, criminality in a family, drug addiction in a family, girls getting pregnant too young in a family, and so on and so on and so on. But there are two that seems to pervade all of us as Bahamians, two of them in particular. The first one is financial illiteracy. Financial illiteracy. We don't learn much or anything at all about money and finances. So let's look at what financial literacy is. And you know, if you've been listening to me in the past, you'll know by now what my definition is for it, or if you don't remember, I'll refresh your memory. Now, financial literacy, in my opinion, this is your ability to use your knowledge and your skills to manage your finances for your lifetime. And in so doing, you're going to prepare for generations to come. You're going to prepare to pass what you've accumulated for generations to come. And the second item in terms of generational curse that's prevalent and very pervasive among us is self-hate. People talk about the black crab syndrome and all kinds of things, but I'm talking about self-hate, which is, in some instances, that's kind of symbolic of it. But self-hate, now, this is my own terminology of it. This is characteristics of valuing persons of another group other than your group, right? Other than your group, as having higher value than your own group. For instance, among us being passed down among us is that we see foreigners as having a higher value than us. We see persons maybe from North America, Europe, Canada, white persons as having a higher value than us. Then on the other hand, we see persons who look just like us as having less value than those persons and ourselves. So that's the item, self-hate and financial illiteracy. You see, previous generations have gone ahead of us, and you know their only wish, say, is for us Bahamians, we Bahamians, to live out the true intent of those ahead of us who gave blood, sweat, and tears, in particular prior to majority rule. You see, their thing was, hey, financial opportunity to govern oneself, an opportunity to own the economy. So their hope, if they were to look back now, they'd hang their head. See, they would be thinking that we would have full ownership of our economy, and that self-hate would have been eradicated, and that financial literacy would have been very pervasive among us. That's the thing that they'll look at and kind of hope. Now, the main item is that we, as a people, we have not been saving money. We've not been saving. You see, and the thing is, saving is the first step, like I said earlier, in taking ownership of our economy. Now, when you look at saving, let's look at some of the nations around the world where people save. Singapore is number one. Their saving rate is 39%. That's some 39% of their people are out there saving. Luxembourg, 18.1%, and their total per individual is $8,192 per year saved. Switzerland, 17.4%, and their saving in dollar value is $7,911 per annum. Sweden, 17%, and their saving is $7,716 per annum. Pakistan, 11.2%. Germany, 10.5%, and their saving amount is per individual is at $4,741 a year. The United States, 6.88%. That's their savings rate. That's how much of their people are saving, and it's at on average $3,116 per year. You see, economists and we've bought into it, which is borrow and spend. That's the way you're supposed to be able to keep the economy going. We Bahamians are in trouble. 90% of us have less than $1,000 saved, even after 10 years of working. And the thing is, some of the effects of savings is to have money available so that businesses and individuals who are pursuing productive means and gains can borrow and access that money and grow the productivity in a society. One of the things we have seen where societies have perished with this notion of borrow and spending, we've seen in 2008 how the American economy perished, and basically they just took money and threw after it more debt, borrow more money to cover those holes right then. By everybody notion is, hey, build a house, build a house, build a house, build a house. And it's not like our situation. They were falsely being propped and supported by government, which is their Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, kept interest rates real low so that people could borrow, but it was artificial. And so when the bubble really burst, that's a problem. So you had everything tied to housing, which would be the auto industry, because you move to the suburbs, you're going to need 2 cars. Then you can need appliances, air conditioning, refrigerators, and on and on. Now, countries that encourage you to save, you have the Kyrgyz republics, 9.1% is their savings on interest. Gambia, 8%. Mexico, 6.15%. Brazil, 5% on savings. South Africa, 4.88%. The United States, 0.1%. Jamaica, 3.2%. The Bahamas, 0.75% is the interest rate on savings. This is why I say utilize your credit unions. The minimum you can get at credit unions is 2%. Maximum will be around 5%. At least the post office bank, you can get between 5 and 6% interest on your savings. You see, savings should be, your saving interest should at least be higher than inflation. And in the Bahamas, inflation is around, hover between 1.25 to 2.0%. You see, inflation, this is with prices going up, and we see during the pandemic, every time you go to the food store, something going up. So when there's inflation, now you get an increase in prices, and then there's a fall in the value of the money that you have. And things that impact prices and inflation tends to be the cost of materials and then the cost of labor also to make these things. Now, Bahamians have a bad habit. We are in this notion that we're going to wait until retirement and we can just fall back on national insurance, or if the job offers a pension, we'll fall back on the job pension. There are 37,000 civil servants out there, and 97% don't have $1,000 saved. See, you must save. Just a step in breaking the generational curse that's mashing us up. You see, the idea is this. We ought to become a productive people and take ownership of our economy. We got to do that. Let's perish the self-hate where we think, hey, foreigners, they are superior to us. Or persons of a lighter hue, white persons, be it from Europe, Canada, United States, they are superior, and then we look at our own as inferior. My brother, my sister, let's get financial literacy and be rid of self-hate. So until next time, may the God of heaven and his Son, the Christ, bless and prosper you.